Om Sah 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 Yam Karma we have said Prasatyasya Tiryanagari. Generally, these are the three types of paths. Paths. Jnana, karma. Of all these things, but they why it's the simple idea is that other parts they are generally they are result of parts. Right. Bhakti, you right? Versus person. Prayatna means from yesterday. Sada is Sakshi. Prayatna is Sada is Allah so in that sense, Bhakti six another concept that you say, this is these past, present, future. Past is something which is future is something which we imagine 3 months. There are not that they, of all these things, most celebrity is the privacy. And she is being in the process. That's where this is said. But there is 2 times success. Just to show so far the Bhakti that we have. It's like one of the parts of the 3 paths. But second, Bhakti very seems that even you look at this all. So who is doing sadhana? See, other sadhakas claim that they are close. Bhakti, even that you don't claim that it is. Because even to claim something, that even and that portion is there in Bhakti. That is there. In fact, we see that all the people, when they're in touch with something, they're in contact with something, they just become so humble as if that they are nobody. The others and like when all these people you see Tyagaraja earlier that even when they wanted to make him to be chief Ashtam. Tyagaraja said, I don't know anything. All the other scholars are there. They have learned Sanskrit, they have learned this thing, they have answered people and everything. And nobody, so he goes to King to plead him that please spare me from this accident. And then looking at his, King agreed, he said, okay, whatever you wish, because I respect your wish, so do it. By the time he went there, all those people they came to Tyagaraja's house to say, what is that you have done to the king to reflect that your name is suggested? And when he came out of the king's place, somebody said that so and so is going to your place, so and so is. There are great scholars and advanced. Oh my God, all these people are doing, and I'm not there. I'm not there even to receive them, to take care of them. See, what is the way that we must feel? I mean, nobody, these people are not. And he went for all those people are sitting there. Time, he remembered, he created that enthroned of the Krishna. So these are all the people who are there, Indru, Chandru, etc. All these people are there. Who am I? That is the kind of feeling. So that is the second level. Bhakti really then means you dissolve this. You don't even claim that you are sadhaka. So sadhaka has a sadhaka. Whereas at sadhaka, that is they think that whatever I get it, even that also whether I don't deserve it, but it's part of it. please me so much. So this, but what is that which the really at the end of the bhakti, what is it which happens is that culmination of the bhakti, that's what he's doing. He is immensely involved in this world, very passionately. Asakti is something which is there. See, that means to say, asakti is the passion, asakti is the dedication, and that is so. What is that? Gunamahamyasa. He is having the asakti for the gunamaham and rupa asakti. He is enchanted by the rupa. That's Swarnasakti. Wherever there is a Swarna, he remembers that. He adores that. The similarly, Dasyasakti. You can see the joy in the Dasya Bhava itself. And then Sakhyasakti. Friends, being a friendliness, that's what is something which he enchanted. The idea is that, you see, the God doesn't exist there. It's not a question of God, but it's a question of essentially that your asakti accepting divine. Divine is made because you have that. I may do the puja, but if I don't have asakti between the puja, then I have not created God at all. It is that I create the God. I see, look at the way that. In fact, we are really fortunate to have seen something like last week which happened. And there's millions of people who are all over the world influenced. But the people who are influenced, and they made all kinds of mistakes. The comments on the there. Unfortunately, that means their asakti is of the negative. Rupa they cannot see, Guna they cannot see, Sakhya Bhava also. And not only that, if you go back to our scriptures, actually the stories that are there, they did not go to these people as God. Like for example, if Shabari gave this thing to Rama, it's not that Rama is God, but she has that asakti. Similarly, if Shevat helped Rama to cross, it's not at least saying God, but to see that the asakti that was there, and there's such a beautiful expression that is there. 24 days, TV is nothing but wrong. And pays everywhere. It's wanting to just. I was only listening to in Ayodhya, this Maithili Thakur. She was sitting. And the concepts were so beautiful, so lovely. Actually, it's nothing. See, and I didn't stop because of it. And she said something very, she said, we always say Godandarama, we always say Pattabhi, and we say that he's oh, sad. But she's Mithila, Mithila, Rama broke down his Godan. There's one place where he has to give up his bow, broke the bow, and she was broken. So that's what it is. The bow is broken, the Rama. So that's what they did. So like that, there was how many ideas did they have come? If we have taken God him to be just good, all those ideas would come. And there were series of such ideas and imagination. That's what is it gives rise to this imagination. To a human being. It's not in a like for example, they were trying so many ways to see that Rama will not go back to India. Because when marriages come, and so many different ways that they were making to see that Rama doesn't go back to India. It's not so sweet. So these are the ways that it is there, whether it is Sakhya Sakti, Vatsalya Sakti. See, all these things, so many ways towards Rama, Vatsalya, that understanding. I'm satisfied, you cannot do it. Sulakshana Devi says, all these things show that how beautiful the whole thing is on. Kantasana. There is nothing which is inferior. There is nothing which is inferior. Nothing like that. There are so many things where this total asakti is there. That means to say the beautiful dedication, surrender yourself. Kanta is either to say love relationship with husband and wife. That's what it is. And Atmanivedanasana, self-surrender. It's when you look at this thing, this aspect, you can see all over the world, everywhere. Like I said that one girl, she always never leave my house. I have to push her out of the room, close it. No, you go. And out of the gate, outside the gate, she used to stay for one. Go. Now I have to go. And then again, she now she has a child. What's her name? And she doesn't even call me. And once in 50 days, I call me. Till this year, you know, no can show you. I don't see it as a company. Just say, I look at the Vatsalya that's there. How beautifully it is born that came out. Vatsalya of all these things, last is Tanmayata. Tanmayata. That means to say, I am him, I am her. Tanmayatva. That means you become one with that. That means you surrender to yourself in such a way. You dissolve yourself. You dissolve yourself. You don't exist. It happens like that when, like the way that I was telling the other day, when Mahi was dancing. That means that you don't exist there. You become Yashoda yourself. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, but the question is that you become like Yashoda. You are seeing Krishna there. Yeah, you are seeing Rama. This is what happens. Actually, in Bhakti, this is the most important thing. Earlier, what I said about also in it makes it more clear that what happens is we all see dreams. And actually, for a long time, I never used to see dreams. All that I used to see when I go to sleep is that some sheet, white sheet, nothing else. And one day, I was 12, 14 years, so something I was talking about with that. I said that white sheet that you have present gets bird, what white sheet is it? No, don't you see the white sheet? And they said that, we see the dream. Oh, then I realized. So, actually, only light I used to see. Why? Because there is nothing like kind. Based on some, you have suppressed some memories, desire, something that manifests in the Mahamudra, the dream. I didn't have it. Probably I used to express right away there itself, whatever. So there was no question of any suppression. And it is feeling. So dream is like an expression of the suppression that is there. But one of the Upanishad gives very clearly that dream world is, in the dream it is not, in the dream it is reality. Real person will never see it as a dream. The moment he sees it as a dream doesn't exist. Wakefully then we say that it was a dream. It was a dream, then why did you get affected by that? No, but it was terrible dream. But it was a dream. Then why are you getting affected by that? Because it becomes less reality than the real world outside. Okay? And this is where your desire of a particular object is so intense, your asakti is so intense, then what happens is that the dream almost comes to the level of reality, sometimes even more than the reality. This is what Ramakrishna Paramahansa said that Vivekananda asked, have you seen God? I've seen God more clearly than I see you now. That is, if God is, if I see you now, you may be a dream. God is. That means to say, reality of God is more than the normal dream reality. It is much more. This is what we see it as the vision. It's like Lakshmi Aunty. Lakshmi Aunty was so much in drama all the time, lost and imagine sitting in the forest at Shanti, small little place, and 3 days a week there is no electricity, and then water comes that you have to go to the well and cook it up. She was all alone, and all the wildlife around her, and then she was absorbed in Rama so much that she was absorbed in Rama. He would see Rama coming and walking and and she would tell people that it was like. So that's how she developed. It was a dream. Nobody else would see that. It is her own world. But her world is greater reality than the real world. This is when we call it as the vision. So in Bhakti, you get the vision of the God, which is a dream, but then which is more real than the real world. When you're in touch with that kind of a world, then why are you interested in this world outside? Why do you want to have anything in this world outside? Because that is much more satisfying than that. So this is how I was doing so many days, these are 6 hours. And then I started seeing the Ramayana name, that was an art picture. But then later it became so reality that real world becomes less important than that. So this is what is the vision. Mira had that vision. Tyagaraja had that vision. Purandaradasa had that vision. Because there's songs that they show that. The same way that Krishna has given that to Arjuna. Nobody else could see, Arjuna would see that. And Bhishma said, they gave to Arjuna, but you did not, I could not see. Bhishma said. So this is the level where you go, to a level where you see the divinity person. What is the divinity? Your own appreciation for that is persona. You have an appreciation for Buddha, it manifests in the form of divinity. Your appreciation for the Seva, that manifests in the form of divinity. So these are the things we say, your asakti is of that degree, that quality, that purity. There is nothing else in between the asakti and you. Therefore, the whole yourself transformed into that. That's why I said, this is where it is called as Atmanivedana. That means to say, you surrender yourself to exist, and of all this, and when that Atmanivedana happens, coming out of it is Parama Viraha. It's not ordinary Viraha. It is. That's why Ramakrishna Paramahansa says that, what is this that you have given me a taste of that world, but then why did you push me to the world outside? I cannot bear with that, take me to that. He almost like, he was restless about that. And people never used to understand what's happening with Ramakrishna. But he would express it very clearly, very innocently that he would express it. Then Totapuri comes, and then he says that go beyond it. They created that Devi, Kali who created, cut her off, finish and go beyond that. First he was frightened, he said, till this year. No. Whatever the mind that we have created that Kali, the same mind gets cut off. He said, no, I can't. But in the Kali said that there is a sword, no. You created that sword also. Yeah, that is there. If it is not your creation, everybody else would have seen it. Only you are seeing it. So therefore it's your creation. I'm pretty convinced. Okay, take that sword and cut off. How can I take it? Otherwise, you are suffering with this Parama Virahasa. You have to go beyond. Then finally, Ramakrishna convinces Ramakrishna that, okay, I will help you to do that. And when he goes into deep, that You see, when he has that vision of Kala, you could see on the face itself the smile with the joy and peace. When he was in that state, this Totapuri took a sharp knife kind of thing, scratched at his forehead.
Your audio is breaking. Can you all hear now?
Hello.
Can you all hear? Can you hear?
Even the Gopikas, see,
Yes? Okay.
the Gopikas were also seeing Krishna. That's why last time I was explaining that Krishna, see, their asakti was so much that they created a Krishna for themselves. So that's why there were 60,000 Gopikas. There are 60,000 Krishnas were. And the power of that is this way that no Gopika was in jealousy of somebody else. Because it was equally there. You asakti developed in such a way, the devotion developed in such a way that everybody was saying Krishna. Everybody thought there with him. This is what in Purandara saying. Kirtanas. They were not he explains it. Avuniki even Rama, even Avan Rama. See, that means everybody is saying Rama. Ali Nodal Rama, Ali Nodal Rama. That is a state where your asakti builds up. And even Ravana was not spared from that. That's why Madhuri says Ravana, but take the form of Rama and see that. But if you have to take the form of Rama, contemplate on it for 1 minute. If I contemplate for 1 minute on him, I will only border Sita because she is mother. I can't do anything. So, you think that I'm fool? So he knows that this is what happens. We look at it. We sharp of it. Completely surrender into it. It's Atmanivedana will come. We try to hold ourselves. We want to hold ourselves. We want to possess God. It's not that we surrender to them. That's the reason why Paramaviraha Sakti Ekada Ekadasha Dashadharma Ekadasha. That means to say level, different varieties of ways, types of bhava.
My
Still up.
as it said, can hear. It is connected well. Connection is full. Lalita ji, can you hear now? Please put it on chat. Suma, can you hear? Yes? Okay. Suma says yes. Okay.
All these things Brahma is very high because Viraha is the indication of the amount of prema asakti love that we have. So that's the reason why that Viraha becomes an extravagant revelation. Another very important aspect is that normally Viraha people convert it into failure. See that it's marriage. I'm in love with somebody and that will reject me. So it's a failure. And you go to depression, you go to commit suicide, go to this thing. But hey, the Viraha shows that how much you're capable of loving somebody. You are capable of loving somebody. It is your ability to love, your recognition of the purity of. So, if you take it that way, that Parama Viraha He is an extraordinary person. To show me how much that I love him. Viraha is the indication too. Viraha means separation. Viraha is a separation. And that's, see, that's the reason why if Meera could have got, if uh, Radha would have gotten Krishna, that was a different story. But Radha did not get Krishna. That's why Radha became extraordinary. And that Viraha, Radha accepted, understood, but Krishna could not even understand the movement. That Viraha is the one which takes us to the next level called as the uh, aloneness. Loneliness. That Sita was a great Viraha, and Rama was there. But she was hoping that Rama will come and take me. So that was the feeling. But here, separation from Rama, there is no chance of getting Rama back. Second, there is no chance of getting Rama. That's the highest level. Parama Viraha. It's not only in fact, I always said in the Shastras that there was Kanishka Airlines, Kanishka aircraft built out in communications and stuff like that. So there was one great scientist who was there, then Kanishka aircraft. He was there, Narada from Andhra. He was a very, very great scientist. In fact, he was equivalent to the level of Vijayabam, etc. Highly regarded. And that fellow was the way he loved. When he died, then of course newspapers everywhere. His wife used to live in a remote village, Tenala. And because he was working for the defense, etc., defense people came as photographer. The flower garden, this came to her. And his wife was in the husband is lost there. And the picture now she heard that. So my husband is lost. He's lost in the picture. Next moment she lost her faith. She is dead. That is the kind of relationship. You directly go to the purpose already in that state. I happened to go to tour for some function. And then somebody said that, can you come for a school institution? You would like to come and say something about that. Because I'm the only person there who's speaking in them. So a little bit. So I went there, Denali. Then I found out to my surprise, it was that same school where they started that school. It's like, it was like for me a protection. The next sutra is something which is unique because now he uses the idea. Yaidam Nagam before that. General Panithaya. That means people talk a lot of things. People talk a lot of things, but then Nirbhaya. Don't be afraid of that. Don't care for this. Look at what happened to Meera. When Meera left her house, people talk. But then Nirbhaya. Ekamataha. Stay with one total dedication. These are the people who practice that. And what are these people? See, we always think Bhaktas mean basically various Bhaktas names will come. But Narada takes the names of different things, like for example, Kumar, Vyasa, Shukla, Shantili, Garga, Vishnu, Kaundinya, Shesha, Uddhava, Armi, Bali, Hanumat, Vibhishan, the Bhatyacharya. See, these are the Bhaktas. See, that's extraordinary thing because these are not just following a god, but then they were asakti they had. Because of asakti, these names were taken. So it's not the question of basically they followed this god, they followed Krishna, they followed Rama, nothing like that. Particularly some of the names, like for example, Ganga and Shesha, Paundi. At that time, even Ramakrishna were not there. It was much before that. So what is that there? Basically, asakti was the thing which was making this particular thing. And because of that asakti, they could create these stories. See, they were the people who created these Puranas. Stories are created everywhere. They beautifully created the characters so that people develop the task. Like a very simple character which we can, at our level, we think of because they have already created. Now we have those examples. One such example, Prahalada. See, this is a wonderful example. It's a wonderful example because basically one of the greatest bhaktas we think of Prahalada. But actually, when you look at the philosophy, philosophical background behind it, it is something which is extraordinary. How whoever has created, that Rishi has created, with a very deep insight he has created. Because if Prahlada is, these two brothers are there, Hiranyakashipa, Hiranyaksha. And Hiranya means basically that is gold, and Kashipa, one who has completely covered himself with gold. That's not satisfying. And Hiranyaksha, whose eyes are worsted, gold, nothing, that means matter. And the more and more matter, he thinks that he is the God. See, that is the most difficult thing that we see is that he said that he is God, or that God is there. See, this is the highest level of ego. It's a degree of ego. Because the great tapas, is that and all that thing. Because of that, he got so many benefits. But all that benefits that he got out of tapas, sweet for sake of satisfying his own ego. And therefore, he said, I'm the greatest God. And there's no other God. Nobody can follow any other God. If you follow any other God, you are a kafir. Therefore, I can have a right to kill you. Finish. So today also you can see that there is somebody who can say the other. So the moment that you think that in your area, any of these areas that you become that you are God, finished. Downfall starts. And who understand that more than anybody else, more than his own son. So therefore, that and his own son, because his name is, see very beautifully, name is Brahman, not Kashin Ahlan. Somebody who is joyful all the time. And he is happy, joyful, everything. Then he says, and the God you should follow, you should do that. Forget about it. I don't want to do that. He gives all kinds of grounds. See, this is where what happens is your ego can put the nearest persons into suffering. If you don't have ego, you can help it. The moment that you have ego, you suffocate. That's what happened in the case of Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu's ego was so big that it only created problem to his own people. And of all the problem they created those people, most important person is Narada, he created it. And he guided it. And while creating that problem, he did not even realize that there is a soul in Prahlada, there is something which is there. He didn't take care of it. All that he has done. Well, the expression is that wherever, whatever that he tries to do it, the nature is always at his nature will take care of it. There are so many things that happen. Nature was taking care of it. Actually, it is not a question of an individual, Prahlada. Because if you take it as an individual, and really push him from the top of the hill, he will die. Like the way Krishna says, Nainam Chindanti Shastrana. If you cut it, definitely a person will hurt. But person gets hurt because he is identified with the body. But if he is consciousness, then he doesn't touch it. So therefore, such a person will become Prahlada's consciousness is not touched by any distance. And so nature will take care of it. All right, the outside things will happen to the outside, but it never touched him. And the more and more that it never touched him means that he did not even feel the pain, did not feel the suffering. Why do you put somebody into trouble? To see that finally your point is accepted. So he went on giving an idea, saying that after, so that at least now he will agree that I am the God. But it never happened. All kinds of suffering. Others used to feel this bad, feel it bad. But then he never felt it bad. Continued to believe. Same thing happened. Just imagine that 7 children comes happy. Newborn babies, can anybody do that? What an amount of ego it must be there. The same way for Hiranyakashipu, what is an amount of ego that is there? That ego will not allow you to see the divinity. Otherwise, everything. So the son again and again says, hey, you be joyful the moment you see the divinity around. You are joyful like me. No, but you want to see gold. See, all right, gold, if you think of a small little ornament, small little something, but if somebody blesses you with the gold, that whatever you touch will become gold. Finish. That's what happened to Midas. Midas was also, whatever he touches will become gold. Poor fellow could not even drink water, eat food, because everything used to become gold. Yes. Just it's all right. Some little gold, it's okay, fine. But it is not like that. It should not become your life. So this is where he got into. Because of that reason, because he was caught up with the gold, caught up with the material, he could not see the divinity. And one end is the material, other end is the divinity. And because that you are caught up in the material, you could not see the divinity. The moment you could not see the divinity, then he is saying that there is no other God and the only God that is there. And look at the way that when somebody himself sees that he is the God, that's what happened with Aurangzeb, that's what happened with all this people. So as a result of it, they brought their destruction. And where from the destruction comes, that's what he says there. He says, where is God? He says, everywhere that is God. God is there in everything. You mean to say that God is there in the building? When he asked like that, Prahlada laughs. Just when I say everything, everything is God. See the God everywhere. Then Hiranyakashipu says, can you show me the pillar? I say everywhere, it is pillar also, it is there. And then from pillar, Narasati comes. Neither a man nor animal. Morning, nor in the night. It's material. So it's all that transition. The transition is very important. All our experiences will be the transition. When one phase changes from one to the other. But either in this phase or in that phase, you are fresh and then that's when you have the highest degree of spiritual growth and development. And it was so good. You see, this is, you can create so many ideas out of this. This itself is an imaginary story, but out of which you can create so many ideas about it. Somebody has written very beautifully, he said that when Hiranyakashipu was asking, show me this pillar, he says, the plant, this, that, they were all waiting. Please let him say, me, show God in this plant, show God in this stone, show God in that stone. So I can manifest the divinity. We all have that divinity. Urgent that was saying that, let me manifest, let me show you. But finally, the selection falls on the pillar. The pillar is, again, it's a critic idea saying that pillar is the support of the whole creation. So, asking, show me what is the support of the whole creation? Dignity. You're breathing, that itself shows that it is something which is manageable. Your blood is circulating, your heart is beating. Somebody is managing. It's not that you can do it. If the responsibility is yours, you won't have been doing it. So this is what is asana. When you look at all these things with them, in fact, this is another very beautiful idea. It's that one of the Upanishad says, Vismaya Yoga Bhumika. That means to say, the root of yoga is the sense of wonder. And sense of wonder is there when they ask. Enchanting. That's what it is. Children are born with it. Children are born with that sense of wonder. They can see wonder in small, in an insect moving, they can see some wonder. What is that you are watching? Come on, let's move. Can't even understand. Forget about it. So that sense of wonder is there because that you have the passion. So these are the people who have passion for that. So that's the reason why these people have created, whether it is Shandilya, Ganga, Shuka, all the extraordinary passion that they have created. They help this world. In fact, all this Vedas, all these things, and because of these people they have given. All the other bhaktas, what we think of is, Puranas are created, there are there Shiva is there, etc., etc. And Rama, Krishna, they are there. And then you follow. So that means to say, pick up from that. But you go back to the original. If somebody has created a Vishnu Purana, somebody has created a Shiva Purana, what an amount of interest must have done there to create that kind of a thing. Shiva Mahapurana, the Turkey period, discussing everything, studying together, reading it. Oh, she's so passionately involved in that whole chain. And then she wanted to come to the Jyotirlinga. I brought her here and then we were going to Seychelles. And by going, she just stops, this is to where Shiva comes here. This is where Bali comes in. This is what happens. Nandi comes from that side. I think it's just very clear. People were, idiots. They could not realize that what he was telling. What is there in this? It's the chapter shape, that's 10 chapters. So all that we would see, that means to say somebody has created a program, gave such a life to that. So the reality of these things, the stories, is not whether this happened at any time, geographically, time-wise. No. Can you really feel it? Like the other day also, the Rama's thing happened. Actually, Rama came down from Treta Yuga all the way to Kali Yuga. Today he has. That's why both is so beautifully. Now, Agaya. Shambari was waiting. Actually, I mean, that feeling was there, actually. So lofty. Our intellect cannot reach that. So these are the people, Vibhishana, all these people that created this whole idea of such a wonderful Puranas they created. So don't we see that kind of a thing? Like, for example, Harry Potter. Harry Potter is one such creation. But look at the way that when you see Harry Potter, people get lost into that. So, this is what is the movie. But otherwise, the book also that people get lost into that. So, people create, they were feeling the loss of either. That we had. That's all about the Bhakti. That is the Vedam Naradan Proktam, this is what Narada has written. Shiva Anushasana. Anushasana is the way that it is, the reality that is there. Shiva Anushasana, that is to say, one that takes you towards Samadhi. Shiva is the ultimate in the Samadhi. Shiva Anushasana. Vishwasiti Shraddhate. You see, Shraddha is also a form of love. Love becomes the, and bhakti carries with that itself is a Shraddha. And from Shraddha only the knowledge comes. Shraddha Manavadeya. So Shraddha is the mother. These things come. Sa Bhaktiman Bhavati. He becomes Bhakta. Bhaktiman Bhavati. So, Preshtaha Lavate. All the other sadhanas, there is something like that you, movies and all of that. They go through a lot of suffering, a lot of trial, this, that. But here it is Preshtaha. You love it. You enjoy it. Every moment is celebration. There is nothing to be suffering at all. And Preshtaha, that in that you see the divinity, which is supposed to be liking that you have, just present. So the Bhakti sadhana, particularly, might be no sadhana, which is like a suffering. No sadhana, which is unfortunately people are concentrated. Like for example, a musician does a sadhana music, because there is suffering. And he sits for 5 hours, 10 hours, does the practice. It's joy. It's like a celebration. It's like preparing the whole thing. Like that, everything. A soul fighter. A soul fighter. Is it suffering? It's not suffering. There's nothing like suffering. So once you take that way, that means to say it's not a suffering, it's something which is added to. We are every moment celebration that you are doing it. Celebration because you dissolve and whatever that is there, so that's what which happens. So take it that way that every moment is a festival. And Bhakti particularly talks about it. That's why I say that all the other sadhana, at the end of it, it is all lying. Patanjali says that when samadhi occurs, at that Swarupa should be. Swarupa dissolves everything. Whereas Bhakti, right from the beginning itself, it dissolves itself. Blissful that you are. So that's what is the idea. Goes down, close the Sutra, this word. Wonderful. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So somebody was asking that why we did not deal with the right, as I said that we have talked about something which is prior to that. Ramakana and all that later on. But whatever the Shastras talked about it, it's not is Sanakasana. So Rishis. From that level that we are looking at. Narada. That's it.
Any questions anyone has? I can unmute you.
No, sure. But of course, there should be examples of this in all over the world.
All over the world. See, that's why you see that all over the world, such stories are given. Like, for example, the Western world. I gave few examples here and then it comes to the like in the Jesus verse, the way that I look at it, they were like that, very clear. Similarly, I some stories that were changed.
Yes, Shastriji.
I'm busy. I'll later. I'll call later. Shastri.
Yes, Shastriji, please.
No. So,
Shastriji, you can go ahead, ask.
Thank you, sir. As usual, your Narada Bhakti Sutras are awesome. And like I always say, this is the third or fourth time I'm listening to your Narada Bhakti Sutra. And the only common thing I find is the sutras. Other than that, everything is absolutely original. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm.
What happened this time with the dominance of intellect? All these things are pushed aside. They were not given importance. So much so that intellect wanted to hold on to the emotion, so therefore emotional intelligence they made it. And also added to the one more thing that they said is that emotions are not bad. And what is bad about all these things people created.
Any other questions? Else I'll close. Thank you all. We'll meet again for the next session.